Welcome you all to Unmuted Fridays, another episode where we are going to discuss a real business problem. I'm Avijit, your host for this show, and I have Ratnadeep with me.
Hi everyone.
Hello, Ratnadeep.
Yeah, hi Abhijit.
So let us go to the point directly. So you know that we are communicating with multiple customers where some of the customers are manufacturers. Mainly they produce goods. However, they wanted to reach to their customers, to the actual buyer. And for them, or for that, they wanted to see the actual demand and they wanted to open a new e-commerce stores. And they are already operating in Amazon marketplace. But from Amazon also, they don't get to know what is the actual demand from the customer side. And however, they wanted to see what is that, how to procure or acquire more informations, right? And they are also selling the goods through physical stores, right? But the challenge is that even having the enterprise systems, for an example, finance and operation in place, because this is one of the customers environment where finance and operation is there, they have physical stores, they are selling and is already configured. But once the e-commerce platform are coming, then it is not connected, it is not well communicating, so they are facing the real challenge. So the pain point from the customer is we went live on finance and operation, but no external systems are talking to it. So what would be the solution that you suggest?
Yeah, so the solution out here would be, I think, what they are doing currently is that they have went live with the ERP and they also have the e-commerce, but they are not communicating. Basically, the reason behind this is that either they are doing manual entries or maybe they are importing, exporting the data, right?
Okay.
So, which may like in terms of e-commerce, they may have a different format, and in terms of ERP, it may be different formats. There are a lot of manual efforts going on out. So the direct solution here we have is that we can use integration, so where if any data is created in any of the system, it flows in vice versa. So that is the one of the best
So
solution.
having omni-channel experience, like if they have multiple environments, but ERP is their single truth of single source where they can enter the data or master data would be managed. After that, the transactional data, if the customers are placing any orders from any of the systems, that information would bring into the ERP system.
Yes.
That way it would get well connected.
Well connected, yes.
All right.
And sometimes there are offline orders placed through phone directly to their customer, which they entry into the ERP system. When in this case we have the finance and operation, which is the enterprise, so that entries can also be shown to the online customer, like they have placed it via phone as well, and it is showing in their e-commerce.
So that would reduce huge man hours.
Yes, huge man.
Because I believe one order entry may take only 2 minutes,
Yes.
let's say. However, if there are, in every day, if they are getting 100 e-commerce orders, then 2 into 100, right? It is huge man hours if we calculate by year. So all these can be automated and without investing any extra man hours, that can be managed easily.
Yeah.
Are you suggesting that?
Yes.
All right.
Exactly.
All right, great. Now, there are other problems as well, like sales, finance, and marketing departments. Within ERP, these departments, these modules are there. And however, the sales, finance, marketing teams are working from different versions of the customers, because ultimately you are getting the information, say storing the data within ERP, finance and operation system. However, customers are coming into the e-commerce platform, they are placing orders through POS system, and they see the different versions of the customer. So how to mitigate that issue, how to solve that problem?
So currently what is happening out here, since there are multiple customer data are getting entered in e-commerce, POS system and marketplace. So what is happening is that there are three set of data getting created, which their customer representative are creating, because there are, for each of the, you can say e-commerce, there is one person who is doing that, and what is happening when they enter it back into the ERP, so they are creating duplicate records, and we have seen it in multiple projects or where we have worked on. So the solution out here is definitely integration. So what it can do is, we will have three marketplace, Amazon marketplace, suppose Shopify, and another example maybe Square POS. So what we can do, we can definitely avoid that customer duplication through integration, because through integration we can have multiple checks based on email, phone number, all of those things we can check, and that is one of the, you can say, solution which will help them prevent like
So
having duplication.
so to conclude this one, like one customer
Yeah.
is there, let's say in ERP system, finance and operation, and that can get synchronized into multiple applications,
Yes.
and they would get their welcome email.
Yes, exactly.
They can log in, place their orders.
Yes.
However, all these points would also get connected with the single entry that is there,
Yes.
and that would also happen like through omnichannel experience. If there is any updates from any of the systems, that would get connected, and that would get also updated.
Yes.
If there is a change in address, that would also get
That will
synced
also get
with by the connected integration
Yes.
platform. Okay, great. I think that way the like one entry on one update can flow into the other system, backend systems, and they would all that would also flow in the other systems. So customers would be able to see the same experience or see the same data across the multiple platforms. Okay, great.
It will improve the user experience basically.
Okay, great. Okay. So now there is another question or the point that we came to know from the discussions with customers, that price management across omni-channel is nightmare. Because you can understand, like they in a physical store, they whenever they are going, they wanted to buy something, but over online they get extra discount. They wanted to give extra discount to attract more customers through the online store, and managing that, even they're selling through, let's say selling through Amazon, the price is quite different. So managing all these things through a single channel is really problematic for the customer. So how you, or what would be your suggestion to manage this one?
So the suggestion that I have, or the issue pain point out here, is that since there are different marketplace, there's Amazon, there's Shopify, and there may be POS system. So there are different people working out there, right? For each branch, there is different. So they are creating orders and providing discounts to the customers, or customers are getting discount by themselves. But the record of that discount is not known to any of the channel, right? The source of truth should be out here ERP.
Correct.
So everything should be managed in ERP. So what if everything is managed in the ERP? Like we have a system in ERP where we can manage discount, promotions, and everything within a single thing, and we can pass it over to all the omnichannel. So that is the solution which would help them to overcome this barrier, basically.
All right.
Because it is actually a nightmare, because we have seen multiple projects where they are handling discounts directly in the storefront.
All right. So that means you are suggesting to manage the price within a single environment, and that would also, based on the condition, based on the rules, whatever that's been defined, that would sync to other platforms as per the condition, as per the channel's definition, right? So, and through automations is possible.
Yeah, it is possible, because we have the feature in ERP where we have channels, so we can pass it on to whatever the discount promotion for the customer. We can pass
So, along with the price, the immediate next questions or the point would come is the inventory. Like inventory is also a big challenge because they have multi warehouses, and that warehouse, and once they are having channels, the purchase or the customers are buying it from multiple channels, and at the same time supplying there, managing the inventory is also one of the struggle. So what would be the solutions around it?
Yeah, so currently what they do is, and why it is a pain for inventory management, is that whenever a customer purchases in the storefront or POS system or marketplace, the stocks get deducted there as well, and then needs to be a manual entry made in the ERP system as well, because there is no link. So how we can overcome this barrier is that we can put the integration in place. What it will do is, whenever any stock movement is done for any of the warehouses, so in ERP we have, in finance and operation we have multiple warehouse, as well as channels, as well as we can say location code, all of those. So they can create like for Shopify we have multiple locations, so they can create multiple locations for that, and for Amazon something they can have a differentiator. And what that will do, whenever there is any stock change for any of the item, it would go to all the omni channels, so the stocks will remain accurate, right? So and also we would have the order sync flow. So whenever any order gets synced into the ERP, the stock movement is triggered, and we would update whatever the stock is there in ERP to the directly to the systems, the other system. So it will make this system inventory management more smoother and reliable.
So inventory can get moved and tracked by the channels, through the channels. So if there is any purchase being done from any warehouse, that would also get reflected. And it's up to the customer decision or up to the merchant decision how they want to manage it, and they can manage it very easily by their own. They can customize it without, with the no code solutions that we are suggesting or you are suggesting. Okay, great. Okay. So I have the last but not the least, that is we are scaling. However, our operations are also scaling, and headcounts and all things are really scaling a lot. But we want to manage it. We want to reduce the headcount, at the same time scale at the operations level and scale our revenue. So what would be the suggestions and how we can solve this?
Yeah. So if you remember, in the initial we discussed about the manual entries which the customers are doing, like their sales reps are doing within the system, right? So it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, and it also increases the cost because there needs to be multiple people involved to enter orders and all of those stuff. Rather than that, the solution is that they can have a connector in place, okay, which would sync the order, okay, and there may be one person who would just ship all of those details will sync, the shipment details second will sync over to the other system, and whenever there is any invoice created, that invoice can also be tracked. In case of on account orders, for paid orders there would be, we can create invoice directly into the system. So that's the solution. I think if they have an integration in place, they can save their cost, time, and even the man hours which they require currently.
So through the automation, through the no code automation, where they can do, they don't need to do the repeat work.
Yes, exactly.
So repeat work would be reduced.
Yes.
Any customers would place orders. The customer's information, the order information would flow into the ERP system. Whenever shipments or fulfillments is being done, that would automatically be posted.
Yes.
And at the same time, so whenever they are going to make any payments, that would also be adjusted and reconciled within their ERP systems.
Yes, exactly.
So through that way, I believe a lot of man hours would be saved, and they can have operations efficiency in their business.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I think there's a lot of important points that we came to know. And for the audience, I would like to share that APPSeAI and APPSeCONNECT is a no-code AI-enabled platform, integration platform, through which you can connect multiple applications through a single integrations platform, and without putting any extra resource, you can enable it from your side as well with the no code versions of integration platform. Thanks for watching,
Yeah, thank you.
and stay tuned with us.